right, first off, that's an amazing question. Yeah, I would. You know what? I would call myself a taste creator. I would assume that a taste creator is somebody who isn't afraid to voice what their interests, their genuine interests are, and to create something based around what they are genuinely into. Especially with this tour, I feel like that's what I've aimed to do, from clothing to my message to even little shit like these headphones that I'm wearing, or like this traveler's bag that I'm holding on with me. Yeah, I would call myself a taste creator. Yeah.
The way we mold it, right? I can make you a celebrity overnight. I'm just a girl, what do you like?
Yeah, man. So I mean, it was definitely an experience, challenging. The initial process is a lot easier than seeing it through, you know. And I think booking and putting it together and routing it is the first step, but making sure it goes through is like, that's when like the work comes in, you know. Routing everything and reaching out to venue promoters and, you know, cutting certain deals. I respect people who do that for a living because it is hard work and it takes a lot of tedious time. But seeing it through is where it really comes into. So going spot to spot, date to date, making sure that your openers are fine, making sure that you're good, making sure that everybody's compensated for everything that they need to be compensated for, and then turning that hat off and then becoming an artist and making sure that you're giving yourself a show and that your fans are getting the experience that they want. It's definitely challenging, but I wouldn't want it any other way. And I feel like this tour is kind of the example of, or at least I want to set the example that no matter what your resources are or what's available to you, just go out there, try to make it happen, and figure out what's going on. You know, nothing can really stop you from making your dreams come true. Yeah. So Loner is actually the first song off of my last project, Far From Familiar. Kind of starts off this whole entire story, and I was trying to tour with other people before I put this tour together. I was reaching out to other artists, reaching out to booking agents, trying to get shows. It just wasn't clicking. I feel like the game is repositioning itself now, where, especially when it comes down to rap, you know, people are a lot more cautious with what they're doing, especially in the industry. So I felt myself not getting a lot of help, and there were no handouts or, yo, we can do this or do that. So it's like, well, fuck it. You know what I mean? I might as well just do this shit on my own. So I started off by routing everything and putting the tour together. And I figured I would get somebody to manage it and, you know, see it through. And then that wasn't happening, and I wasn't trusting anybody that was coming along to like actually make it happen. So I was like, all right, well, I guess looks like I'm gonna have to manage and see this whole process through. And I paid for everything and I funded the entire tour. So it really is the Loner tour. And on top of that, like, I'm really going to spot by myself. Which is why I kind of have the whole like uniform, you know what I mean? And I have the jacket and the boots and traveler's bag and the headphones to show like what I'm into, but also to really fully embrace what it is that I'm doing from an artistic standpoint.
I know without who they dealing with. Fuck that progressive shit. Rat-tat-tat to your squad.
You know, everybody's route is different, and just because this works for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. You know, you may have I think for any up-and-coming artist, your story will always be different than the next, and it's very important to not compare your story to somebody else's story. You know, your come up might be a lot easier than mine, you know, or it could take a lot longer than mine's, you know, but whatever it is, find your way and find what works for you. And if it works for you, then be an example of why it worked for you, so that other artists can take from it as well. But never compare yourself to anybody else's come up, and just find your own route, find your own lane, and do whatever it takes to be wherever it is that you need to go. And realize it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of patience and a lot of time. And at the end of the day, this is still a commitment. You know, it may not feel like a job because it's what we love, but it's a commitment, and you have to see it through. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Sylvan Lacue on the Loner Tour, Wise, 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 and you're now in tune with TasteCreators.com. Damn, that was pretty smooth. I'm usually pretty bad at these things, man.